You can throw a rock.
All right, we are now live.
We are now live. All right. Welcome. This is the Anime Detour 2026 staff meeting for the month of August. We just got it in there. So we probably will start running these about every 4 weeks to make sure that we don't set one at Christmas, because nobody will come to that. So thank you all for being here. There's a pretty good room here full of people, and I know there are more people in the chat as well, so thank you all for joining us however you can. This might be a slightly longer presentation than most. You can probably see from the title there. We're going to cover, first off, this is going to be the first month that we do department announcements. So if you have any of those, or start thinking now, we will ask for department announcements to happen. And then we're going to go over the fact that budgets are due on September 15th. I will say that a few more times. We talked about it last month too. There's not that much to say on it. Hopefully, if you are a department head or of anyone else in leadership for your department, you know what the budgeting kind of sort of looks like.
If you don't, reach out.
Yes, talk to your division head sooner rather than later. And for the two people,
The screen on the screen is black.
No, it isn't.
Oh, okay.
and for the two people who I owe sending their budgets to them, I swear to God I will do that too. And I'm going to go over the staff housing policy again in this presentation. I did this roughly this time last year, slightly later this
Hang
time
on,
last year.
I've got the wrong PowerPoint on the stream.
Okay. Are we good now?
No.
No, okay. Should I keep on? I'm just on the title page, so I'm gonna keep up.
Yeah.
Do an icebreaker.
No. So I'm going to go over the staff housing policy again in this presentation. It has not changed dramatically from last year, so if you already understood how it worked last year, it's the same. But if you didn't understand how it worked last year, which I think is a surprising number of people, or a frustrating number of people, we'll go over it again. And we have it now before we're opening up all the hotels, which is kind of the right time to do it. So. It is August 31st, 2025, if I didn't say that. All right, we go down?
Yes.
Cool. So, department announcements. This is what we do again. Cass, anything broadly for the tech division?
Bruce did mention that Event Technology is going to be sending out the internet form here pretty soon. So if your department requires internet for some reason, please be on the lookout for that form. That'll have some cost information to include on your budget. So that'll be out this week.
Yeah, I think specifically he's speaking of needing a hard line at the convention so that it's something where your department is doing serious uploading or downloading. So I think this is mostly tech-related things, but also like photography needs that. So there's a few departments that need that kind of thing. If you think you might be one of those, definitely make sure to fill out that form.
And if you just need some Wi-Fi access for a random device here and there, just still be on the lookout for the form. That form should address it, and if not, you can shoot Matt Eli at Event Tech. Just a quick question if you need it.
Yeah, so yeah, even if you don't need anything that expensive, it's still good to communicate what you do think you need, so we make sure you need it.
And there's a note from logistics that if you wanted to talk about inventory, Sean.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get there. We'll go down the list.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Sorry. So we did discover Bruce, so that's fine. Main stage, we have this brand new person who nobody's ever met before, named Tristan, who is the main stage head now. Tristan, do you wanna come get on screen or say anything?
No.
Okay. So he is officially our main stage head. I think we basically knew that last month, but we hadn't officially closed it yet, so we officially announced that now. So yes, Matt Eli, Event Tech. Do we have anything else from Matt? I don't know if he's
No, he was
online.
digital.
Okay. Anything for video production, Lauren?
No.
Anything for IT? Charles, who looks suspiciously, Christina?
No.
Logistics did make the note. Sean, do you want to come up and say it again?
I mean, it's just, I can say it back here again.
Well, they can't hear
the
you
mic
back
is
there.
down.
I don't want to be on
Damn,
No,
no,
Sam.
it's
in
just,
front of the
get up there.
it's just, once again, just repeating. You need to come through, do an inventory of your equipment so that way we know what we're taking, what we're getting rid of, so we can slowly get that all set. So if you don't come and check your pallet, it might not show up to Detour because I know that no one checked it, which means it probably isn't wanted. It doesn't have to be the department head. Department heads can also tell one of their other people that live local or they can trust to come look at it, so that way we can get everything cleaned up and start getting rid of stuff. So just coordinate with myself. Only thing is once a month I have a drill weekend for military. Otherwise, I'm pretty much free and I'll make the trip.
I would make a recommendation, you're the head, just do what you want, but my recommendation would be to throw out a few dates that you would like to see people sign up for, and, you know, if anybody does.
Any day.
I know it's any day, but any day, it's harder to schedule around any day than it is to go,
The
oh,
deadline
I can
is-
make September.
The deadline is 2 months before COP.
It might be easier to have like 10 people show up for like at once
Yeah.
on a single weekend instead of 10 days in a row of you going out there though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Okay,
It works out.
and then we have a new staffing head, yay! You look very anxious to get up here.
I'll continue to do my best.
Okay.
Believe in you.
So we did cover a lot of things in the department head meeting that was not shared, but essentially most things that go through EventMe as far as the first stage of how somebody applies to your department and that actually gets to you on EventMe as the department head is that Norin or someone else from staffing is doing it.
Please check event need.
And if you have not filled out the staff application, please fill out the staff application. That's the only way to get into the
Yeah.
new Discord.
There's obviously a slide about that, and there's slides about the hotel stuff, and some of that is also staff.
And it's all really cool, so I do recommend taking a peek at it.
All right. Operations division, anything off the top? Michaela?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing off the top is gonna be the hotel room. So we're gonna have to get down to that separate.
That's fine.
Alright, Sally's.
And that's technically not your division anymore, because facilities is not one of your departments, and reservations is in facilities now.
Because it's
For some reason. I know you still help out with it all, so yeah. So operations, John, anything for operations?
Need more people, then question out for offline for you.
Okay. So if you didn't hear that on the mic, ops is just looking for more people, as they typically are. It's a pretty big department. Accessibility, Catherine's here, anything for
Hello.
accessibility?
Not really, we're just getting going.
Alright. Red, yeah.
Somebody who's a moderator needs to post the sign up link in the YouTube because it keeps getting deleted.
Oh,
I think
Oh, does
I
YouTube-
just switched accounts, so it might work now.
was YouTube just auto flagging this?
Yep.
Okay, so we are working on
Can't
that.
post links unless you're a mod.
It also will be, might as well say this now, it will be in this PowerPoint presentation, and all of the PowerPoints are already accessible to anyone that has access to the all staff Google Drive. If you have an animedetour.com email address, you have access to that. And if you don't and you want it, then let IT know that? Is that IT, Christina?
What?
If people want access to the Google Drive that don't have an
Yeah, just email
animedetour.com
IT.
address?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, email IT about that. Registration.
Clarissa got sick suddenly, so she's not here, but she didn't have any updates.
Volunteer comm suite, we have a new head of that.
Do I have to?
Everyone else has refused, so yes, you do.
Hello, I'm Devin. Pronouns are he, him. Glad I know most of you. The only update that I have is that I just posted a survey form for feedback on like allergies or things you'd like to see or
The stream's done.
whatever. So it's on the forms spreadsheet if you have access to that. Otherwise, I'll be posting it in the Discord and asking social media to maybe spread it around as well. All right, thanks.
Thank you. Should we hold for a second?
It's just spinning.
It's working for me.
Is
Yeah, I
it?
think that's
Okay.
just your connection.
Maybe it's just me.
Okay, so possibly the internet just sucks in here.
Yeah, it's working.
Okay.
Keep going. Alright. Artist Alley.
I did get from Kat. She emailed. The only update is there is a record number of applications for Artist Alley. 580. God help us to go through all those. And Exhibit Hall has 84 applications. So both are up from last year, which is super cool, but also I cry inside for going through all of those.
Any little boo-boo vendors?
God, I hope not.
Don't worry, that turn will be done by then.
Please no.
Labubu and pop figs only.
Oh my god. No talking. I assume that's also the Exhibit Hall announcement.
Yes.
Anything from Michaela K for Con Relations or vendors besides what we just said?
Not that I got.
Anything from,
I don't think anybody else is in the room, so. Michaela's probably on. Maybe
they
not.
were on for the
Yeah.
department head
Yeah.
meeting, so.
Yeah, they're on. Michaela's online.
Okay, I don't know, anything in the chat? Alright. Features division.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay, I got updates all over the place. Let's
Okay.
go.
So I know Jacob's here to do charities himself, so,
No, I got stuff.
alright, your stuff.
It's me. Let me get to the right. Okay, here we go. There's the right Discord. Okay, charity auction is looking for cool ideas for Detour. So if you have any cool ideas for a charity event, please let them know. Also, they need more staff. So join charity auction. Let me see. And then if you were in this new Discord, we got to name dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't understand that.
We named dogs.
Yeah, because so last year, for 2025, our charity was Can Do Canine. So we got to name some dogs.
Those are dogs, they're like service dogs.
Yes, they will be service dogs.
What were the names?
Dulce and Deku.
Nice.
That's.
That's all I have for charity auction.
Okay. Do you have anything for video gaming?
No. I
Okay,
have
no.
not heard from Robbie, so.
I have. His task list was done. Looks good. So
Oh, cool.
way ahead of where we were last year. So
Nice.
I think,
Okay, as
I
long
think
as one
things
of
are
us
good
has
there.
heard from him, that's what matters. Oh God, oh that's me. Hey.
Yeah.
All of our contracts are signed. Guest announcements have been going out. If you saw, we are having Abby. I just sent in the second one for social media to announce next weekend. Off stream, I'll tell you who it is. Not on stream though. No peeksies for anybody else.
I do mean voice actor contracts are all done.
Yes,
because we
voice
do
com.
have some other forms of guests that are we're still working on. But
Look, man.
all right.
Uh,
Cosplay.
Cosplay is at NDK, so I know they've got, I think a few of them signed. They are, I think, just looking for one more judge, but they have some lines on that, question mark. Also, there's gonna be a really cool thing that we are setting up for Hey Cut Sew, so there will be actual classes that attendees can sign up for, and paying anywhere from about $25 to $35 to do cool crafts like some of the ones that they had available were painting Gumplas or making your own wolf tail, make your own plushie. They'll kind of go through with Hey Cut Sew and pick out what those are, but that's gonna be a super cool partnership.
Yeah, lots of details to work out on that yet.
Yes,
But
but yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
all right, and there's too many things in your division, so
I
page
didn't
2.
even do tabletop yet.
No, okay, sorry, tabletop yet.
Skipping.
Tabletop isn't needed.
Because I didn't figure there'd be anything for tabletop, but I'm
No,
wrong,
it's not.
obviously.
Anyway.
Oh gosh, okay,
All
room
right.
party. Do you
Room
have
party, Zach.
The room party application is ready to go online if we can get social media and whoever's in charge of the website to put it on the website. Otherwise, that's basically it for room parties for now.
Just email IT.
Anything bad? Good, okay,
Okay,
all right.
I do have the graphic design updates.
Okay, because yeah, I know Sakura I think was planning on being here and is not here, so, yeah.
No, Sakura I don't think was going to. Michaela was going to, but
Michaela.
it hurt herself.
Okay.
So, the deadline for the Anime Detour logo redesign project is September 30th. All staff are welcome to participate. Details, logo brief, and the submission form are in the announcements of the 2026 staff Discord. So if you want to help redesign the logo, fill out your staff application.
Did an email go out as well, or was it just with the Discord? Okay, we should find out. If there isn't an email, we can send an email.
I know there was emails before we sent it out, but
I
we
know.
actually sent out the final email to everybody.
And
Like,
then
I haven't, but that's because I was looking at the graphic. So.
graphic design is only accepting requests through their art request form, which can be found in the forums directory. If you try to email them, no. Deadlines for submitting your requests are December 31st for any super big projects and February 28th for smaller projects.
Yeah, so if your department needs any kind of art whatsoever, please do go through graphic design. I know in the past it's been something of a hodgepodge. We're trying to make our brand work better. So we're trying to make sure that everything is going through graphic design so that things are a little bit more consistent. Certainly, if you have anything fun that your department has done and you want to incorporate it, we don't want to throw those things out. But we do want to make sure graphic design knows what they are and can properly reproduce them.
Marketing.
Marketing! We have huge news on that.
Yeah, we have so many things. First off, they need people.
Yeah.
specifically for social media. Please join.
Please help Lori.
There's a staff app that's been pending application for 2 months.
Also, super cool. If you guys have looked at our social media, you see that we are partnering with Fathom, also with Imagine and Marcus Theaters. Our ad's gonna be in theaters. So specifically, Imagine, I think, is the 4 biggest theaters in Minnesota. Marcus just recently let us know that they will be displaying our ad not only in all of their theaters in Minnesota, but also in Wisconsin.
Oh, wow.
So if you go to any Fathom event that is displaying an anime movie, you're gonna see our ad.
And yeah, we're giving away some
Yeah.
discounted tickets,
We're
some
giving away
giveaways,
badges,
merch,
we're giving away tickets to
etc.
them, they're giving away badges for us. It's a really cool partnership. Mark has put a lot of time and so many meetings into. I'm pretty sure he is sick of meetings by now.
Yeah. I just wanted to further comment on this, that a lot of stuff was flying around in this last month to get deadlines met, to get a lot of stuff there. Graphic design did a ton of stuff, obviously marketing did a ton of stuff, some other people did as well. And I was not on top of any of it, because my job was killing me. And it all happened, we met all of the deadlines, so.
Super big shout out to marketing and graphic design for the sheer amount of work.
Great job, everybody is doing their stuff, this is great. It feels really nice. Alright, and then my division. I don't think I have anything for the division as a whole. Programming, anything worth sharing for programming group or panels? Jesse is coming up with it over.
Yes, with my Super Mario Brothers.
I'm not familiar with that property.
All right,
Get
hello everyone. So we had a meeting a couple days ago, well, a couple weeks ago. Kind of the main point of it was to revamp our programming submission form, so work is complete on that. We're going to go live tomorrow, so that's pretty much our deadline for that every year, so keep an eye out for that. Most of the changes to the form are internal, but there are some notable things that I wanted to mention. We added a checkbox for if you are staff, so you don't have to write in the comments that you are staff, so that's mostly just for us for keeping track of stuff. Formatting updates for certain things for more clarity, the re-addition of an ASL request, kind of for information gathering for the accessibility department. So some more clarity for photo and video requests / permissions. So if you don't want photography or video to be coming into your panel and looking at you, you don't have to check that, but that is something in there so we can get that information to them. Added some additional clarity for how we sort submissions and prioritize for scheduling. So we did have a little bit of a, boilerplate message last year that we elaborated on. So hopefully it'll be clearer for people, and that's a response to some questions I got prior to the convention last year. And then additional info for when we'll be taking action. So that includes when we're closing the form, when we're going to be doing the scheduling, and when we're going to be notifying people. So I know on the public Discord, it was getting very frantic last year when you guys announcing the schedule, when are you guys letting panelists know? So we're going to be a little bit more upfront with that. Last year there was additional things going on.
Extenuating circumstances.
Yes, so we're hoping that'll be helpful for people. Kind of the big thing though is that we changed our submission deadline to January 15th, 2026. For years and years it's been the 31st. That's for multiple reasons. Partly to give us in programming a little more time to sort through things, but partly also because we want to be able to get information out earlier, including some of the other departments that we partner with who also need that information. So, yeah.
Get the word out on that. Make sure
we will be blasting on social media multiple times, so.
There's never a year that you don't get, 4 or 5 submissions on February 1st in the past, so
yes,
yeah.
it's true, so we try to be nice, but we're gonna make sure everyone knows. So any questions on any of that?
Axe Dave. Anything?
Oh.
should I announce acts before we have actual
No.
contracts?
No, probably not.
Then we have a lot of response for acts, but none are settled because the contracts just have to be signed.
Okay. So if that wasn't heard, we've been talking to many of our returning acts on a few new ones. We are in good progress, but we don't have a lot of contracts signed, so we're not going to be announcing anybody quite yet. Video screening, we hope to have ahead very soon. We were hoping to get the interview for that done before this meeting, but we didn't. So we should have that shortly. Volunteers. From volunteers.
They could not make it.
They need staff.
Yeah, they need staff.
They need staff desperately.
Please join volunteers.
We need people to volunteer to be staff for the volunteers.
Yes.
Yes.
You could also
Do
join social media and just duel.
You really could. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's any department you could do that with.
Yeah.
Logistic.
Also
Yeah.
logistics, yeah.
Yeah.
All three.
In fact, everybody should just join 2 departments.
Wait.
Unless you're a guest liaison, then I own you the whole weekend.
Yeah, but you can do social media before the con, the guests at con.
I think what it really is. I think what it really is everybody here knows somebody that isn't on our staff yet. Fix it.
You all have friends. Make them join staff.
Merchandise, anything? No. Facilities. I feel like we've been doing a bunch of stuff in facilities, but
Yes, we
And-
have been, I don't know if anything is announcement worthy, but
Yeah.
we're progressing. We had our meeting last Wednesday.
you're specifically reservations within facilities, right?
Right,
Well,
but
no.
Michaela asked
Oh,
me to
yeah, yeah.
announce it since I was here.
Yes, never mind. You got it. All right. And photography. Anybody from photography?
Not have reservations on there, you're just gonna push that always the end of.
That should be as a sub there, but it's not. I just forgot to add
Okay, that's good.
it. Sorry. You're on this list a few times already. Your name's on this screen. All right. ATC announcements. There's more on this page now.
Okay. Hello, those of you that do not know me, I am Christina, President of the Board of Directors, Anime Twin Cities. We have our board meetings on the second Tuesday of the month each month at 7 o'clock, and you can watch them live on YouTube. Please come watch us. Sometimes they're really lonely. We have a few different events coming up here that we are looking for volunteers to help us out with. I'm gonna try and go in order. We have Otaku Fest coming up. It's September 20th. It is at Brew House, and it's in conjunction with Anime Fusion. It's gonna be like a whole day mini con, and basically like there's trivia, there's like vendors, so it's like $10 to get in. I don't actually know.
Yeah, so it's $10 to get in if you don't have your staff, your badge from 2025 or proof of 2026 badge, and then
If you actually help out.
if you have that, it's $5. You get a $5 discount.
And if you help us run the table, then you get in for free.
Correct.
It is 21 plus because you are at a bar, so.
And then the September 27th, the Autism Society of Minnesota is having a jigsaw puzzle competition. We're gonna have a table there. I know we have at least one person, but I think we'd probably like a few more because I don't know if someone wants to be there all day or not. And I have that the setup is at 7:30 in the morning, but I don't have when it ends. So, but yeah.
And that's at the Mall of
It's
America?
at the Mall of America, it's in the rotunda, so there'll be a bunch of people putting puzzles together. So I feel like we should have people here that like that. Yay!
Hey, everyone's phone.
There's no
Missing person.
Cancel missing person alerts. There's
Okay,
no
well,
alert.
Everything's okay.
That's the opposite of an alert.
Everything's okay.
Here, please.
I love how we didn't get the missing child, but
Yeah,
the missing
just
child
like-
found.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we have coming up at the end of September, Anime Fargo. We only have one person confirmed to help table for
I
that
can
event.
be supervised.
Yes. So we would like someone else to go with buttons, at least one other person.
I will
She's
be
not
there.
all alone. Yeah.
And I can help, but I'm also have my own table and a room party.
We could just
So-
let me be unsupervised for a weekend.
Yeah.
What's
So-
the worst
So
that can
someone
happen?
should come with buttons, at least one, probably 3. I don't know what
We
the
have
swap
4
is.
badges
Yeah,
for
yeah, so
Fargo.
3 people would be great. But yeah, so like just email special events at
I could be
animatwicities.org or just message in the Discord, we post in there. Otherwise, that is it. Thank you.
Dave again, treasurer, or actually Jeanette, treasurer, or Dave FOA. Any announcements on that end?
I mean, do you want me to stand up? It's more of just receipts, if we can get them by is it September 15th before we close out the fiscal
Get your
year.
receipts in.
Yes.
Yeah, fiscal year closes at the end of the month. Do not hand them to Jeanette at September 30th. That would be very mean. September 15th.
Should include
Jeanette
a
wants-
photo, some type of file of your receipts. Going forward, that's the same process, and I think we're looking to revamp the form submission.
Okay, so yeah, there may be a new form shortly for receipts. Probably people are not spending a ton of money right now, but you know, things do get started pretty quickly.
Start saving your receipts.
And anything separately, Dave, or good? Okay. And then committee announcements. I don't really know who is necessarily doing these, but you can take the one we did.
Yeah. So we've had one committee meeting so far. I don't know if there are others going, but the Main Stage Operations Committee met for the first time this month. That is a committee that is dedicated to making sure that the main stage can run smoothly. That's just interacting between all of the people who are putting things on the main stage as well as the people who are making things happen on the main stage. So that's kind of a few folks from the tech group as well as a few folks from programming, cosplay, guests, things like that. We met for the first time. We kind of talked about what we're going to do on the committee. It's a meeting about meetings, basically. And we also talked about a new role we're going to be moving forward with called the stage manager. The stage manager for a given main stage event is going to be somebody who is the kind of creative and operation lead of that event on the main stage. So for example, for the cosplay contest, it's probably going to be one of our cosplay heads is going to be that stage manager. That person is going to be the central point of contact for anybody who needs to, put audio or video anywhere in the room or has stage graphics, as well as the person who's going to be kind of directing cameras and directing the show. This person would often also be called a director or a producer, depending on what sort of production you're working on. We haven't decided who's going to do what, but they're going to be attached to specific events, and they're going to come from any of the constituent departments of the main stage committee. We might open that up wider. If you're interested, feel free to talk to me after the meeting, and we can see if we can get that involved. And our next meeting is next month.
I think one of the other things related to that and just related to tech and video production generally, but we need to have more people that know how to run the things in tech in the main stage. So if you are interested in learning, trying to get you trained up is slightly complicated, but first we would like to know who you are. So if there are people out there who would like to learn very valuable, potentially transferable skills, let us know, and we will try to figure out how to get you those skills.
Enjoy video production. Video production meets people, and if you are familiar with streaming on Twitch, it's very similar, except sometimes you get to do some fancier technology.
All right. Admins, this is the same slide that I've had in this entire year, so hopefully you've seen it a few times already. The new piece of this is that we have a bunch of admins. Thank you to all of the admins, the people who have volunteered to become admins, and departments who have jumped on this. I know there's a few that still haven't, but essentially the admin task is to be, administrative and help out the department head by kind of being the primary on making sure that tasks are being completed on time, that the task lists that you have been created are being followed, or if you're getting behind, they're nudging the right people to make sure that things get done. And then similar to that, also monitoring email or the Discord ComCom, that kind of thing, to make sure that if any other departments are reaching out to that department, it's not getting lost in the shuffle. You do not need to interview with the chair team to become an admin. If your department head says, cool, you can be the admin, then you can. So whatever sort of method each department wants to figure out for that is great. Open leadership positions, guests. That's it. It's the best thing.
We've actually closed a lot of positions. Thank you to all the applicants too, because yeah, it's been a lot we've gone through.
Buttons is acting head for guests this year, probably will be all the way through this cycle, but certainly if you're interested in taking that over in the future, work with her this year and learn the ropes and that kind of thing.
I mean, if you're brand new to it, I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna be a few years that we will work with each other just because we've had a lot of bad reputation for the past 2 decades and we need to reverse that. So also it's a lot. I'm gonna be upfront, so it'll be a few years of working.
I mean,
Sorry.
I doubt you're ever just gonna not do anything.
That is so
of it,
true.
Departments in need of staff. This is an incomplete list. If you want your department to be on this list, we may have already mentioned it when we were going through department announcements, but certainly social media, Volcom, video screening, video production, and facilities.
And volunteers.
And volunteers.
Room parties could use some more people too.
Room parties?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ops
Everybody.
always.
Ops,
When, is
always
there a year you
ops,
don't
yeah.
need staff?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's like 3
You're gonna be
departments that are like, we're good. Almost everybody wants more staff, but
That's fair.
yeah. Alright. Leadership contact form. This is out there. It is available. So yeah, the form is in the forms directory if you want to fill out a complicated form for getting your leadership contact information in. You can also just go to the all staff shared drive. Again, everyone with an animedetour.com email address has access to that. There is a leadership contact form. If you are looking at it, you can just look at the tab that it opens to. It's really pretty. If you are trying to put your information into it, you need to click into a second tab and load it that way, and then it gets put in the, is it a pivot table? Yeah, pivot table, and look pretty for everybody else. All heads, all admin, all subheads, all specializations should be in there, and we do want you to obviously provide at least one contact form, and if you want to give your email, your phone, and your Discord, do that. But this way you can tell people this is the best way to get a hold of me. So I know some of you don't love checking your email. Please do it at least once a week. But yeah, you can say, message me on Discord for a faster answer, and then you can blame people when they don't do that. You told them. All right. I already said this once, but it's pretty important. So department budgets and space requests are due September 15th. So every department should create its proposed budget for the 2026 cycle. Hopefully your department has their budget from last year. If you don't, let your division head know as soon as possible. Again, I owe 2 departments their
I
budgets.
know my department's there, so I will send those out tonight.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
So we already know, we do owe a few people, but if you don't have yours and you haven't already bothered us about it, please do that. Yeah, not too much more to say on that. Again, it's gonna be due September 15th. We're gonna get it figured out probably that next weekend, and send out what we expect to be the approval. It's slightly weird because the board does actually have to sign off on those, and you always won't have a meeting for a while after that, but we'll figure it out.
If you want help, I did attempt it last year, but nobody showed up, but it also made me work on my budget, so it worked out. We can do kind of a study hall for people who want to work on their budgets or want help or asking questions. I will post it in the Discord somewhere so we can, or just through email. I don't know. We'll set it up. We'll figure it out.
You can do it in Discord.
Yes.
Yeah. I will also remind everybody, the plan is for Volcon not to buy food for your department this year.
Oh.
You're gonna buy your own food.
Okay.
So budget for that. We do expect that that will be a new item for most departments' budgets, so.
You know what'll be
Also-
smart? I'll put it in the department head channel of the Discord.
If you are in my division, I am going to be extremely busy and unavailable from September 5th all the way till the due date of budgets. If you want my help and approval of your budget,
Get on it.
contact me this week.
But what incredibly awesome thing will you be doing in that?
I'm going off to Flame Fatales
Yay.
to be a producer and raise money for Malala Fund.
And I'll be indirectly watching you the whole time. Okay.
If we don't want new department or a new area for our department, do we need to tell y'all?
What now?
You don't want
Space
There.
requests,
We
they
don't.
want to change their space request.
Gotcha, yeah, sorry, I haven't gotten to that line yet, John. Yeah, so, also make sure to place any requests for new or different space within the convention. So this is, right, at the Hyatt Regency or at the Sheraton. If you are requesting physical space within the place, Do let us know. I mean, when you submit your budget, you're gonna send that to us somehow. You can very quickly mention, I just want the same thing as last year. We will generally assume that if we don't hear back. But yeah, it's not bad to make sure to let us know. In the incredibly rare case, which I don't expect anybody to do, that you had a space and you're like, actually, we don't need it. That would be cool if that happened. I know.
So cute.
But obviously, that would be welcome news. So let us know if that's true too. And if you need to be, we already said this, but if you need to be reminded on either of these things, let your division head know. And once again, September 15th, that is 2 weeks and 1 day from right now. So hopefully you guys did something on this already, at least looked at it, but it's not really that exhaustive a process, I think, for most departments. Anyhow, we don't have too many more interviews at this point to do, so we should be pretty available if you need to talk to your division head about any of the details. Not that big. Join staff. Yes, you have to do it again. I'm gonna have this slide in every single
Make
presentation.
your friends join with you.
Yeah, till the end of time.
It's not a real friendship if you don't force them to join a convention staff.
That's true.
I've already forced them to join mine.
And why do you want to join staff? For stuff! So, staff are entitled, generally speaking, to staff badges. That is a free entry to the convention, because it seems silly to have to pay to work. But we used to do that. Not that long ago. And housing benefits, as in hotel rooms. Or pieces of hotel rooms. So, we're going to review this policy again. So, any staff member, to start with, who works 10 or more hours qualifies for a free staff badge. That should be a number that most people on staff are getting fairly easily, I would assume. Any staff member who works 18 or more hours also qualifies for the hotel housing benefit. Everything counts. So anything that happened from the end of when we all left the Hyatt Regency on Monday after the convention or last year, anything that you have done from that point until the end of the convention this year, it all counts. So any shifts that you do, any meetings that you attend, like the one you're in right now, any other tasks that you do, any prep, anything that you do for Anime Detour counts. So we're not trying to police this really tightly. We're trying to make sure that anybody who who has earned the benefit gets it. We just want to make sure that there is some baseline expectation of who is earning this.
Operations always has more hours if you want them.
And as far as the, accounting for hours, you do not have to do this. If you have a leadership role, you're gonna work 18 hours. We know.
Yeah.
You probably have already hit 18 hours by now.
And if you have any other discrete tasks or responsibilities within a department, even if you don't have a fancy title, you can simply state that you are task qualified, and as long as your department head agrees that that's true, then you fit under that heading. So task qualified is immediately, we assume 18 or more hours, and we're not going to ask further questions about it. So, assuming that you meet the 18 hours, I think the staff badge is pretty self-explanatory. There's not really anything else you need to know about that. But the hotel housing benefit is slightly complicated, and that's because we expanded it last year to be 2 different methods. Some people prefer the one, some people prefer the other. A lot of people weren't using it before we had the 2 methods, and I thought that that was crappy. So I want to make sure that something will work for just about everybody. So method 1, you make your own reservation with the Hyatt Regency. So the Hyatt staff-only block will open up tomorrow, September 1st at 6 p.m. I have an email that should send out, I think 8 a.m. tomorrow is when I told it to send out, with the link code that you need. This is not a public code. This is for Anime Detour staff only. So please do not share that. But if you want to use this method, obviously click on that link and set up your reservation with the Hyatt. This is your hotel room because you made the reservation, you decided who you wanted in it. It can be other staffers, it can be other non-staffers. It's your room. You're gonna use it the way you use any hotel room. Obviously, don't break the law, don't do stupid things, don't do anything that looks bad for us, but it's
Don't
your
make
hotel
us
room.
have to have a conversation with you.
Yeah. When you make the reservation, they will make you put a credit card on file. This is a pretty standard thing. There is a deposit with the Hyatt. I know we've been working with them. We've been trying to figure that out. We will continue trying to figure that out. So far, we haven't figured that out, how to make them not do that. So they will put a deposit on your card when you check in. That is when that will happen. If you put your parking on your room, if you do room service, if you damage the room, if you do any other kind of incidentals, that will get charged to your credit card, and Anime Detour is not going to pay any of those things. However, we will pay some or all of your hotel costs before you are charged. So that's the way the deposits work. The deposit, you automatically get that back, and you only get charged for the room at the end of the weekend, and again, you won't, as long as you have done everything else that you're supposed to do. Also, you don't have to stay at the Hyatt Regency. I would assume the great majority of staff would prefer to stay on the premises. You can do this through the Hilton or the Sheraton as well, but we will not have a protected staff room block in the same way. So again, the link that goes out tomorrow morning, that's just for us. Nobody else can use that. The general attendee block, because I know we've already been getting questions about that on the Discord and such, will be in October. And we will announce that more when we get to it. So, how much of your reservation is paid? I said some or all. If you are the only staff member, if you just want a room completely alone, or you want to have a bunch of friends who are not on staff, again, you're allowed to do that, but we're not paying for that entire room. We are paying $50 per night for that. If you have 2 staff members, it's $100 per night. That's getting pretty close. What is it, 130?
It's 125 pre-tax. It's like 135-ish, 140.
Yeah. So we're covering the lion's share of your room if you have 2 staffers in there, but it's not quite the whole amount. However, if you are a department head, if you're us on the chair team, if you're anybody else that for mental health reasons, physical health reasons, if you've got a good reason why you really will not be as productive if you are forced to have more than 2 people in the room, tell us that. It's in the form that I'm going to discuss in a moment here. So we will consider paying your whole room with just 2 people if you have a need for that. So let us know. And again, department heads, you just can do that. So it's an extra benefit. And then if you have 3 or more staff members in the room.
Question, how long will the staff block be open?
I mean, basically to the convention. Because it's the protective staff block and it's just for us, it doesn't fill up with anybody else. So it's easy.
There's enough rooms in there. We had staff rooms up until March last year.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't say till the convention. We will release them to the public at some point, but it's a while.
You got time.
And then the easiest way to make sure that your room is getting fully paid is to have 3 or more staffers in there. So 3 or more can be 4. Obviously, no one puts more than 4 people in a hotel room at a convention.
No,
never. But yeah. Obviously, you don't have to tell the hotel that. You should tell us that, just so we know all the staffers that are in a room.
But we will not cover parking.
Nope. And then, how long can you stay? Obviously, everybody gets Friday night and Saturday night. Again, I don't know how you would be staffed for the convention and not be at the convention all 3 days. It does happen. There's one person in mind, but anyway. So we're definitely going to cover those. If your reservation, since again, you're placing it yourself, does include Thursday, Sunday, or even Wednesday, is relevant to a few people, we do want to know why. That doesn't mean that we don't want to pay for it. We absolutely will. I do mean to encourage everybody, sign up for what you need. Be at the convention, or be at the hotel all of the time that you need to be. You just need to tell us what you're working on, what department you're in. You know, again, some of them are really obvious, like, oh yeah, tech spends all day Thursday setting up the room. Exhibit hall spends all day Thursday setting up the room. So yeah, if you're staying over Wednesday night and you do either of those things, you're gonna get approved for Wednesday. You just need to tell us what's going on. And then, this is a thing that we kind of had last year, but now we know a little bit more about how the late checkout works. We're trying to confirm the exact times. But I know 11 a.m. is a pain in the butt to try to get out of your hotel room when you're on staff and you have stuff to do on Sunday. But if you don't necessarily need to stay all the way overnight to Monday, we can spend less if you just do a late checkout, if that will work for you. So we're gonna nail that down. We're gonna have that correct in the form.
1 p.m., 2 p.m.
Is it just 1 p.m., 2 p.m.?
That's what's in the website.
I swear there are 3 levels.
Okay.
All right.
They
I
were
checked
every
it.
levels last
I
year.
Yeah.
know last year it
And
wasn't
you
in the
required
contract at
around
all.
3
I know.
hours.
Well,
Confused when we were talking.
we will figure this out.
It
But
comes down to the high having to manage their cleaning staff getting
Yeah.
through there. So if there's a ton of people who want very late checkouts, the Hyatt will get annoyed.
Yeah.
It's what they can accommodate.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so if you need later than 11 a.m., but you can still get out of your hotel room by the later afternoon, we'll figure out those times and please request, the least amount that is effective for you to do your job. Finally, how do you do this? You make your reservation and then you fill out the Google form that is that link at the bottom of this page. It is already in the forms directory and it's right here in this presentation. Make sure the reservation specialization person, they can find your reservation in the hotel system and make sure that it gets properly paid. So the things that you will need when you fill out this form is your confirmation number. Obviously, you should get confirmation from the hotel when you book the reservation. And then you need to know who is in your room. So all of the staff members' names and departments. That is primarily what you're going to need to know to fill out the form and get everything connected up. If method 1 sounds like too much work for you, you can also just tell us that you want a room. This is sort of how hotels happened when this first started being a benefit with Anime Detour staff. So just tell us that you want a room and we will assign you roommates. You don't have to figure out what you're doing, but you also get assigned people you don't know, which might work out great, might work out differently. So,
Let's hope it works out great.
We will try to put 4 staff per room. That's the other difference. You book your own room, you only need 3 or more. In this, you should expect to have 4 in your room. Obviously, we're not going to cram people in just
It'll
for
be
fun.
4 at the most,
but-
depending on.
Yeah.
Maybe 3, but like just expect 4.
Expect more. The room cost will be fully paid. However, please make sure that you're bringing a credit card with you to pay for, again, parking, room service, incidentals, any of that. Because of the way this works, Anime Detour does get charged those things if they just get put on the room, and then we have to find you and be like, hey, you owe us money, which is not a fun thing for any of us.
Don't make us find you.
So please don't do that. Again, I think this largely happens by accident. People just don't realize, like, oh, shoot, yeah, that gets charged that way. But try to know that that's a thing and be ready to deal with it.
Remind the hotel if you're have multiple people parking differently in there to put multiple cards on the thing. We had Bruce get charged for 3 cars.
Yeah. Also not the most fun thing. Remember, hotels don't usually do events like ours. They don't always understand how we work. So this is one of those things.
Just be proactive and talk to the front desk people.
Yeah.
And talk to your roommates too,
Yeah.
just so you're making sure that they're not putting their cars on your credit card. That you're all on the same page.
Are we getting the keys for these shared rooms this year? Or does someone in the shared room have to get the key?
People in the shared room should be able to get their own keys, because their
But
name's gonna be
then,
on
but
the
then you
room.
have to give them a credit card at the desk.
Yeah.
That's what happened last year.
Yeah, that did
That's
happen.
actually good. That
For
actually
the
works.
incidentals and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Some
even
people were
when
not
we're
aware.
in a room with 3 strangers, one person is giving their credit card.
That's the part
And
of
that's
that's not
why-
great.
And that's, so before last year,
Yeah.
for the assigned rooms, the corporation, Detour,
Yeah.
got the keys.
Okay.
But that's why a lot of
And-
people were charging parking
Right,
to
and
Detour,
we're
and that was
telling them
problem.
not to, and we'll hunt them down and chase them, instead of the person who didn't
Yeah.
know the person that charged their credit card having to hunt them down and chase them.
That's probably a good idea.
We
to
can
do
talk
again.
about it.
Yeah.
We should talk about it.
We'll iron out a couple of the
Yeah.
details for those shared rooms, but the policy itself is gonna remain the same, we'll just figure out the
The
implementation.
logistics later, but no, that is a good consideration. Okay, and then yes, we will attempt to accommodate all requests regarding which nights again that you need in the room. Again, ask for the things you need, ask for the nights you need, but don't ask for more than that, please. So we'll make sure that that makes sense. You can specify whether you want a single gender room or whether you're happy with whoever's in there, and we will very much try to make that happen. I think
We will accommodate.
we will do that. Yeah, and then that is the separate form for housing benefit method 2 to request that you get assigned a room. They say when you open up the forms, one of them says connect reservation, the other one says room assignment. please make sure you're doing the right one. Please don't do both.
Only do one of them. We had a
Is
few
there
people.
any way we could just make it one form? I'm sure it would be a nightmare.
It
But
would be a nightmare.
having two forms was also a nightmare.
It was.
Well, there was
However,
confusion with it last year, but I think we need to have them as separate forms. Just make sure you only fill out one form and not both. Because we had a few people do both last year and created a couple problems.
Yes.
But
And the email of the form is going out tomorrow.
it's already in the month.
registrations.
And as far as as far as these forms too, the other advantage is we have a staffing head now. Because we didn't have a staffing department when we needed one to sort this out last year, so that was also part of why this didn't go as smoothly as it could have. Still happened, still happened.
And we made it work.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Buttons and Christina, for making it work. Also, this whole policy that I just went over is also written down. It is in the all staff shared drive, like so many things that I've talked about today. If you haven't gotten the message yet, go to the all staff shared drive. There's a lot of stuff in there. If you have questions, most of the time the answer is there. Obviously, I understand most people like asking people on the Discord, however you do it, that's fine too. But if you are a person who would rather just try to find the answer, it's probably in the all staff shared drive. Next meeting will be Saturday, September 27th. Like I said, it's 4 weeks from right now. If you're going to Anime Fargo, that's the same time, so sorry about that. It's hard to avoid all possible conflicts. Yeah, so Buttons won't be here. But the rest of us will be, and it's in the same room that you're sitting in. I think I've talked about this before. We are trying to mix up our locations to even out the travel that
When's the
people have
St.
to
Cloud
do.
meeting?
We have a question
Never.
from chat.
What's that?
We have a question from chat
Yeah.
about, we need to pay for our own parking. Are there any AD only parking spots? And it was a
Nope.
nightmare last year.
no, the parking lot is actually owned by a separate company than the hotel, and they we've tried working with them in the past. They're
They don't like
resistant. They don't make much money as it is, so they're pretty desperate to get whatever they can.
Yeah.
Especially.
Also, I know for human beings, parking in downtown Minneapolis is very expensive. If you've ever been to other cities, Minneapolis is super cheap. You may not believe that, but it is true.
In New York City, you want to go see a play and you want to park your car, looking at $80
Oh my
for a
God.
single night.
It may be better for staff to
Park
like
somewhere.
public transit in or
Get dropped.
park at like the MCTC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
MCTC is always a good place for
And you can
staff.
Free parking and Uber there if we need to.
I mean, I think we could
Well, we have the
probably-
buses that go between MCTC and the hotel.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, I assume we will work with MCTC again this year. Obviously, we're 6 months out, but we fully intend to do that same thing again this year. So yeah, that is your cheaper parking option. I think last year it was $10, and that was
Yeah, they finally raised their rates.
and that was per entry. So if you parked on Thursday and leave on Sunday, you pay $10 one time.
The concern is not about the payment, it's about finding a spot because it fills up.
Well, that's
Yes.
why we recommend other parking lots.
MCTC.
Yeah.
If you can solve that problem, you'd make a lot of money in a lot of cities.
Yeah.
Do we know if the parking ramp is still gonna be under construction or is that done?
They are
It's still under construction right now.
yeah,
So
they are
probably-
they're concerned it may still be. It's like one floor. It's not that much that's under construction. So
And again, it's a whole different company from the hotel, so
Yeah. For a little.
we do what we can.
what do you do?
Anyway, next meeting. 4 weeks from yesterday, in the same room. Again, we try to spread this out, but also there are only so many rooms in libraries that are both free and big enough for us to be in. And this was the only one on that day. That was still open. So you at least all know that I'm looking at how to get here. Hopefully anybody online, that is not the reason you couldn't come, but yeah.
And given the location of this place and some of the others, there is now a carpooling channel in the Discord.
Oh, nice.
Thank you. Sorry, that was really bad.
Well done.
Still demand a St. Cloud meeting.
You can have one. Yeah.
I mean, we could get to Rogers and see if it had a big calendar. That's kind
And
of.
you know what, Buttons? If you organize it, I will show up.
I won't.
Don't.
Stay on the stream.
Assuming, let's give it the usual 2 minutes to see if anybody else has questions in the chat, but otherwise, yeah.
St. Cloud has a nice library, because they just built a new one a few years ago.
I'm not the only one who's in St. Cloud either.
No, you're really not.
We struggle, man. We have to drive an hour every month.
2 hours.
You know what's not in St. Cloud? The con.
Oh.
And the party's in Plymouth. Is the con in Plymouth?
about for 5 years when I was in college, and I drove down every month for every meeting.
Goodbye, digital.